friends, welcome to live conversation on ALLATRA TV. My name is Olga and my co-host is Kanu. Hi Kanu.
Hi, Olga. Hello, everyone.
Our dear guest today is Maurice Ugochukwu, who lives in Nigeria. Maurice is a board member at Global Youth Mental Health Awareness, a charismatic leader, speaker, writer, entrepreneur, existentialist, and philosopher. Welcome, Maurice. Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you so much, Olga. It's awesome having you and Jude and Kanu today. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Kanu, your microphone is off. We don't hear you.
I say thank you, Maurice. It's a pleasure also having you with us. And I was saying, we met him, that's Maurice, we met him through our degree handshake. And on our live conversation, we meet different people from various backgrounds and various countries to discuss creative society. You know, we ask them how they envision a happy society, and also we talk with them about what is needed for each of us to live in such a creative society. And then thanks to these handshakes, and of course also thanks to modern technologies, we get to meet many people, and they are really showing interest. We are joining together to discuss the 8 foundations of the creative society.
Yes, thank you, Kanu. And today in our conversation with Maurice, we will discuss the 5th and 6th foundations of the creative society on creative ideology and personal development. This will guide the focus of our topic, the beauty of giving. For those viewers who are with us for the first time, I'd like to mention that you can find the information about 8 foundations of creative society on allatraunites.com website. We would also like our viewers to know that you could participate in our broadcasts. All you need is to send to info@allatra.tv or simply leave a comment for this video, or if you watch us on Facebook, in the first comment in Facebook. You can see the contact information at the bottom of the screen right now.
It's all right. And let's begin. Maurice, in
Yes.
your LinkedIn contact, you shared that you have passion for volunteerism and humanitarian services. Could you, just in a couple of words, tell our viewers about yourself?
Maurice, could you hear us?
Oh,
Hello.
thank you so much for that privilege, Kanu. Once again, it's awesome connecting with you and Olga live on the ALLATRA TV through Creative Society. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Could you tell our viewers
Can you hear
a few
me?
words about yourself?
We can hear you, Maurice. If you can hear us, we are asking you to tell
Can you hear
the
me?
viewers a little bit about yourself. Yes, we can hear you. It seems we're having connectivity problem.
Yes, I think you have connection problems. Maurice, are you with us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, do you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, if you hear us, we asked you a question. Would you like to share,
Yes, I can hear
could you
you.
share with our viewers a couple of words about yourself? Yeah, that's an issue today, the internet.
Sometimes it happens. The internet gives its technical problem.
Maurice, are you back?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
hear you, Maurice.
maybe let's repeat the question.
All right, Maurice, the question we asked you earlier. Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us? All right.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, the question we asked you earlier was that from your LinkedIn accounts, you had shared that you have passion for volunteerism and humanitarian services. So we are asking you to, in a few words, tell us and our viewers a little about yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we would like to hear a little bit about you. Could you share some words about yourself?
Okay, yes, I'm happy to share. Yes, I'm happy to share a little bit about myself, coming from the volunteering and the humanitarian aspect of it. Well, as a humanitarian, that is at the core of my person. And what manifests that I'm a humanitarian is part of the work I do, my relationship with humans, and my value for humanity. More so, this has also led me for the volunteering role I have taken upon. I volunteered or had internship with International Model for United Nations, Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), and currently I am a board member, the treasurer for Global Youth Mental Health Awareness, GIMHA, and it's located in Austria. So as a board member, before I became a board member, I was a volunteer, and as a volunteer, I was a project support officer. I create content, I also post, I ensure that contents are posted and all that. At a point, I was also lead volunteer. I coordinate other volunteers and all that. More so recently, I became the treasurer. We all know the function of a treasurer, and it's a new position. I still learn, I still grow in that position. So far, so good. GymHard is an organization that emphasizes that has at its center creating awareness for mental health, and coupled with the recent outbreak of the COVID-19, people are sick regarding at the right time to help let people talk about their mental status, because a lot of people are engaged or going through a lot of challenges mentally. So GymHard encourages young people especially to want to talk about how they feel about their mental health, because it's when you are able to talk about your mental health, help will come, because help is always available. So that is what GymHard stands for. So far so good. GymHard has been on this and with many projects. Sometime late this year, we had the global summit for stress management. So it was one of its kind, and we had a lot of guests and speakers from all over the world and participants. So it was a huge success. That is that. And so far, it is a good one being a volunteer with GymHa and also working for GymHa. So together we can always make it better. Thank you.
Thank you. And what inspires you in what you do? Like you share that you help people, you help youth, you work for this very interesting and global organization, Global Youth Mental Health Awareness. And what motivates you in what you do?
All right. Thanks for that question. What motivates me? Just like the title of our broadcast is the beauty of giving. I have always learned ab initio that we are created, we are born, we are made to give. There is also something you must give. There is always something you would give and you can give. So knowing fully well that I have a lot of potentials, I could give out, I could help people. So that has motivated me in the sense that I want to talk to people, I want to reach out to people who really need help, whether from the mental health aspect, whether in terms of relationship, in terms of leadership, in terms of academics, in any way at all, because I know there is something I could give out. So this motivates me. It's not about receiving, but it is about giving because I know I have what I want to give. So this motivates me, and this is one of my basic motivating factor. Then when I look at the society, the environment around me, it is very clear that we need to give out. A lot of people need what you have. A lot of people need what I have. So owing to the fact that I know I can always give and I know the beauty of giving, so I'm motivated to give out. And that is why in giving out, I reach out to people. Thank you.
Yeah, that's interesting. There's this story that the flower, the rose flower, just gives. It doesn't really matter who is there to receive or who is not there to receive. It just gives, and it's such a
Exactly.
fragrant beauty it gives. So thank you. It's really quite interesting to know such a vision that has motivated you, and from your experiences, both as a humanitarian and also as someone who is involved in stress management. It would be interesting for us if you could share with us, your concept of happiness, because like you were saying, it's good for the youth, the young ones, even old people like me to talk about their mental health. So in the society where we live, people define happiness in different forms, and this is what actually in most cases condition. It's also conditioned by our state of mentality. So we would be happy if you could share with us what does happiness mean to you, and then you could also tell us, how can each one of us aspire to, living a happy life in a happy society.
All right. Thank you so much for that beautiful question. What happiness means to me and how each of us can inspire to be happy or thereabout in the society. Now, for me, in talking about what happiness means to me, I think the first thing is we need to discover ourselves. There is a need for self-discovery. When you know who you are, then you will know what suits you, what's best for you. So as a person, I happiness means to me seeing another person happy and being in a position to help another person or being in a position to assist. Once this is done, it's also helps, it's a source of happiness for me. More so again, on a personal note this time around, happiness also means ability to achieve certain goals. When I achieve certain goals, achieve certain dreams, where you can also talk about helping somebody, my personal dreams and aspirations, once they're achieved, I think this is happiness for me. So that is happiness for me. And meanwhile, regarding other people or how other people could inspire to be happy or channels other people could adopt to be happy. I think it's all about looking into yourself, knowing what makes you happy, and then with self introspection, we'll be able to look inside ourselves and get to know what really make you happy. But I think we all have a basic goal to live, and once you achieve that basic goal, I think everybody will be happy. That is giving out, reaching out to people. Because when you see the smiles on the face of other people, it's also, I think, there'll be a room for you to sleep peacefully. But when they are not happy, there may not be room for you to sleep peacefully. So I think it's a very pursuit thing. We need each other. And once we're able to get this, I think we all should be happy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Of course, every one of us want to be happy, and I don't know anyone who doesn't. and also feel safety and have fulfillment for themselves and their loved ones. So how do you envision a society in which every single person can be happy? What values should prevail in such a society?
Well, thank you so much for that. Um, for the kind of society I envisage where everybody is happy, I think the creative society is already on that part. Now, I read clearly one of the goal of creative society is to get out of the dead end of consumer society, the dead end of consumer society. That is one of the goals. And then to build an ideal society of spiritually free people, society of love and humanness. Now, I want to pick a society of love. Now, I tell people the only language everybody understands is the language of love. The blind, the lame, the deaf, the sick all understand love. When you give out, when you reach out to other persons, they understand it. And that is the society everybody understands, the language everybody understands, love. Then more so, I envisage a society of love. But for this to be possible, I beckon on and I stand on one of the goals, one of the foundations, I mean to say, one of the foundations of the creative society, which is development of personality.
Mhm.
Now, you cannot give out love when you do not have love, and that is why the Latiners or the Latin people say "nemo dat quod non habet." You cannot give out what you don't have, or no one gives what he does not have. So, for us to have this kind of society of humanness and love, that means I should have love to give out. I should have goodness to give out. So, development of personality plays a vital role or plays the main role here, where I have developed myself, where I am developing myself, because
Hello,
man should be.
are you still with us?
Can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Sorry,
hear
we
you.
lost you. We don't hear you right now.
Okay, but I can hear him. Okay, can you hear me?
All right. I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I think for us to achieve the society of love, for us to get that society of love, which the creative society is talking about or is envisaging, then I think development of personality is at the center of it, because you cannot give out what you don't have. You cannot give out love when you don't have love, or when you don't know how, when you've not first loved yourself. And that is why the Latin adage says, Nemo dat quod non habet. No one gives what he does not have. So for us to give out or to achieve a society of love, spiritually free individuals or people, a society of humanness, there is need for self-introspection. There is need for development of personality, which is one of the foundations of creative society. Now, when we develop our personality, we're able to learn, we're able to tolerate, we're able to see the uniqueness of other being, and there is harmony in this. I think we'll be able to love the other person. Thank you.
Okay, could you also please share with us, since we are talking about happiness, could you share with us your vision of the role of leaders like you know, in building a happy society? Did you hear my question, Maurice?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Maurice.
Okay, while the
Right.
sound and voice
Please come
stabilizing.
again with your question.
Okay, we hear you now. Okay. Yeah, the Khan
Yes,
just asked you, what can you say about what's your vision of the role of the leaders like you in building a happy society? The role of
Okay.
leaders.
Okay, that is a good one. The role of leaders like me in building a happy society is, I'll refer us back to the theme of this broadcast, which is the beauty of giving. I think if we all could feed a person, then everybody would go. We wouldn't have a hungry person around, and that is one of the quotes of Mother Teresa. If we could start with the little family we have, we could start with one person, we would definitely have everything done. So what leaders like me is doing is giving in the sense of advice, in the sense of reaching out to other persons who need my help. Like as a mental as a volunteer or as a board member with Jimha, it is also creation of awareness or creating of awareness and helping people to reach out or helping people who are experiencing one form of mental challenges or the other, helping them to want to speak out, to know that there is help. That is one. Then also as an advocate for sustainable development goals SDGs, I have trained or facilitated training of certain skills within rural areas and the rest of them. At least with that, some persons have been able to learn certain skills for sustainability and all that. That is two. So I think it's all about our ability as leaders to reach out to people. And once you're able to reach out to people, preparing them for greater success. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing this. And this is very interesting. We also, we were preparing for the broadcast, we saw that you worked for many volunteering projects and helping people. It's wonderful that there is someone who wants to help others. And could you tell, please, how does it make you feel when you help others, when you help other people?
The point is, I feel happy. I feel it is rewarding and worthwhile. I feel it is a worthy cause to embark on helping and reaching out to people because we have a lot to give out to confront to the society or confirm to the society, but we society. And that is why we all have what it takes to make a better. It gives me a sense of why I want to give out. I want to reach out. And that is why I am happy about that because I know I have. That is why I am giving out.
So to make others happy, to share with others, you first have to be happy yourself. And when you
Sense of
have this,
worthiness. Thank you.
when you have love inside, you can share it with others. So first you need to work on yourself and find this peace and love inside yourself, right? I want to ask technical support to show us 6 foundation of creative society. Yes, thank you very much. Development of personality. We were just talking about this foundation, and I just want to read it aloud. A development of personality. Every person in the creative society has the right to comprehensive development and personal fulfillment. Education should be free and equality is accessible for all. Creating conditions and expanding opportunities for a human to implement his or her creative abilities and talents. We've just mentioned this foundation. Would you say a couple of words about this foundation? Would you comment on it, on education also? Add something?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Could you please come again?
We just read the foundation we were talking about, development of personality.
Yes.
The sixth foundation of creative
Yes,
society,
I
if you
did.
heard me. Okay, would
Yes, I
you
did.
add a couple of words about this foundation, about education, how important it is for every person as development, as...
All right.
Mhm.
All right. That is quite interesting, and I think I'll start with the saying that knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And now one of the reasons Socrates was condemned was because he educated, or he tried to teach the youth of his time. Now, when people get to know, they are powerful too. So education is important, and that is why those who are not educated are quite ignorant, or some who are not educated are quite ignorant. So education is a tool, and if education is a tool, then it plays a very important role in the development of personality. So that is that. So for us talking about development of personality, education plays a very vital role. And now I think the creative society has seen it all. They know this, and that is why towards the end of this, you see, the creative society says creating conditions and expanding opportunities for a human to implement his or her life, creating creating abilities and talents. Now, education helps you to understand and know your abilities and talents. That is what education does for us. So without
Mhm.
education, it may be difficult discovering your capabilities and your talents. So even we have few persons who may they did not go to school, but they know parts of their talents and capabilities. But imagine if they've gone to school, you'll see they would have known so much about it. So education plays a role, and I advise for people to go to school, and I advise for education to be free to a greater extent, to be accessible for people, so that people will know. And when people get to know, this knowledge can be converted positively into building a better or creative society. Thank you.
Yes, all right. Also, when I was listening to you, Maurice, um, education, as you were saying, is very important for everyone to be able to, realize his talents or or her abilities. But I want to use our country as an example of the type of education system we have, where even though there is schooling, but our society isn't yet what we want it to be. So what do you think could be wrong with the type of education system that, perhaps we are running, that has made life a little bit more competitive, and then, it's like hasn't really brought that goal of creating a conducive atmosphere where everybody can realize his talents, his abilities, and then fulfill his life mission. So what would you say, what is your vision of the type of education that we should cultivate in the creative society?
All right, thanks once again for that question. I think the first thing is the foundation of our education is faulty, in the sense that many people who graduate from high institutions or from institutions do not pass through the institution. So the foundation of our education is faulty. You have some institutions where you have high rate of exam malpractice. For God's sake, once you say you're a graduate of this, you should know more of that field. So in our situation here, we have in our condition, we have cases where people claim that they are graduate in this field, yet they do not know something about that. And if you are employed to work on your field, at the end of the day, the work is suffering, and it goes round. So I think there is a clarion call for a re-evaluation of our educational system. Yes, to be free from, to greater extent, from sorting and any form of exam malpractice and all that, so that when you say, oh, I came out with a 2-1, then you came out with a 2-1. At that point, you see it will reflect in the kind of work we do. It will reflect in our society, and by then you know that actually we are getting it. So until we're able to reevaluate our educational system, I think the problem will still persist. Thank you.
Just to like add a little follow up to what you're saying, Maurice, over the years, what we've been trying to do is to change one consumer system with another consumer system, trying to change one competitive system with another. And, like what you are saying, there is fear among all of us about survival, as if the resources we have is not going to be enough. If you are not schooled, if you have not had a university education, basically you may not be able to find your footing in our society today. I'm talking about particularly in Nigeria where you and I live. But then this education, again, that you're talking about has to do with giving priority to those human values that all of us carry within us. Like you are saying, the sun shines.
Yes.
The sun doesn't have to be told to shine. It is the innate quality the sun has. And all of us have got this qualities in us. So it's just for us to find suitable condition where we'll be able to bring out this prioritize human kindness, like I saying, prioritize mutual help, mutual respect, and also to prioritize friendship, so that it is by cooperating and in unity, sharing, giving, that this fear, this desperation we have in our society might be played down, and then everybody will realize that there's a place for him or her in the society. And now I remember you also indicated interest that you also want to talk about the foundation number 5, which is creative ideology.
Yes,
I would
before
request the technical
before we
team if they could.
continue, sorry for interrupting, Kana. Before we continue, I would like to say, to get our viewers familiar with 8 foundations of creative society and how they appeared, how they were created. So they were created by social surveys in more than 180 countries around the globe, and they were based on the answers and needs of people. So those 8 foundations of creative society are everything that people want. And before we see the 5th foundation, I'd like our technical support to show us video about all the foundations, and then we'll concentrate on the 5th one. Thank you so much. to our technical support. And Maurice, we would like to discuss with you the fifth foundation. You also talked about. This is the Creative Ideology Foundation. And I want to ask our technical support to show us the fifth foundation. Thank you very much. The Creative Ideology. I'll read it aloud and then later you will be able to discuss it. Ideology should be aimed at popularizing the best human qualities and stopping everything that is directed against the human. The main priority is the priority of humanity, high spiritual and moral aspirations of a human, humanness, virtue, mutual respect, and strengthening of friendship. Creating conditions for the development and education of a human with a capital H, cultivating moral values in each person and society. Prohibition of propaganda of violence, condemnation and denunciation of any form of division, aggression, and anti-humane manifestations. So Maurice, please, I welcome you to comment to the fifth foundation of creative society.
Okay, thank you for that opportunity again to talk on the sixth foundation of creative society, which is creative ideology. And just like you rightly read out, the creative society is sad or is focusing on human, on what makes a person a better person, what makes better, what makes society the kind of, and if really these are questions that we ask, these are questions that asking the creative society also has the ideology. No, society and all ideology is on the development of this humanity because of virtue. If we are talking and humans should learn, once we want to grow, once we want to develop ourselves, we want to tolerate other people, we learn certain virtues, we learn certain morality. The morality that talks about doing good to people, the morality that talks about tolerating other people, the morality that talks about placing a high
Hello. Do we have Maurice?
Can you hear me?
Maurice? Yes, we hear you now. But we lost you at some point.
Can you hear me?
Maurice, we can hear you.
Yes, we hear you. We can continue. You was talking how important it is to develop
Can you hear me?
in society humanity, virtue, and mutual respect. If you hear us, you may continue because we do hear you. Maurice?
Yes, look,
I think we have problems.
Yes, we have problems with connection today.
This connection, yes, it's not that good. So as Maurice was saying, that it is very important because when everyone is in society. Hello.
Yeah.
if every person in society will work on developing their best human qualities and also strive to achieve to be a human with the capital H, and the whole society will become a high developed society with the strong human values. When the human is on the first place, human life is in the first place, and respect and friendship and peaceful relationships between people will be in that society.
Yes, Olga, and I also think that these are not very difficult things to do, though. In the society we find ourselves, because of the system and its consciousness, it's that we're finding it very difficult. But actually, it shouldn't be so difficult for one to realize that since I'm sure everybody wants the good life, everybody wants to be happy, to be safe, you know, and then we want it for ourselves, we want it for our family, our loved ones. So why not let others get it too? Because if one person, if it is possible for one person to be happy, then it's possible for all humanity to be happy. You know, like we keep saying, humanity is one big family. And I think that if we practice this virtue of, you know, living, I think the way it is put is live and let others live. You know, love yourself as you love, love others as you love yourself. What is good for you is also good for everyone. Then we will be practicing kindness. You know, it will help us to refine our relationship, and then this competitiveness in us and desperation in us might be played down. I think it's really what the trial for all of us, humanity, as we want and we crave for that happiness in our society. So why don't we start practicing a little bit of it? Yeah, that's what I think, Olga.
Thank you, Kano. I agree with you absolutely. I agree with Maurice what he been saying today. And of course, if it's natural for all people to live peaceful. If you know for yourself what you need to be happy, really happy, you know, true happy, then it is the same for other person. It's not that hard to understand. It's not that hard to love others as you love yourself, because then you see more happy people around you, and your day starts with a smile from other person, and it works out for everyone in the society, because we are all one family.
Yes,
So
Olga. Yes, Olga. I also want to also add that you see, from some experience, you know, when I don't take things so seriously, when I find things around me amusing, especially even things that are annoying, I find that that day I'm I'm happier for it. You know, when we take things too seriously and too rigidly, especially about ourselves, you know, not giving in. Like Maurice was saying, it's all about giving. You know, beauty. There is beauty in giving. And you know, if we look at it, all of us have that giving in all of us. We don't have to even think about giving. Just live our natural life. I will say it's flowing. But the problem is sometimes we tend to think more about losing, and then we withhold giving ourselves, giving the best we have. And I think if we practice this, the creative society is not far away.
I agree with you. Let's see if Maurice with us.
Yes, I'm with you.
Oh, you're back.
That's great.
That's you.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much, Maurice, for sharing with us your opinion about the foundations, about
Yes.
society, about uh, people, and the gift of giving. What is this for you?
Yes.
And would you like to wish something to our viewers? Would you like to say something to all our viewers?
Yes, I think there is a lot to talk about. There is a lot to say because a lot of people really need to hear. And I think I would I would still want to remind people about the theme. It is the beauty in giving. And I want to end in this way. There is always have you can give. There is a beauty in giving. It is only when you've given you will come to understand the beauty we talk about. And I tell you really that the giver is always more than the receiver. The giver is always more than the receiver. So if we keep giving, we will always receive. So it is an exchange, and life goes that way. The more you give, the more you get. If you don't give, you can't get. So I think I want people to get to understand that it is an exchange. It is a nature, it is law. As you give, you get, no matter where it comes from. Even if it is not now, you'll get it later. So there is actually a beauty in giving. So I encourage people, let's give out what we have. We have love, we have patience, we have good deeds, we have the rest of them, our goodness. Let's show it forth. And if we do this, you see that the 8 foundations of creative society, they are just one. It all boils down to one, because as you're achieving one, especially the development of personality, it is going around towards the 8 of them. When you achieve personality, when you've grown yourself as an individual, your personality, you see at the end of the day, you will learn to tolerate human being. You have value for human life. And if you have value for human life, you see there is human freedom. And when you have value for human life, you will not hurt person, the other human being. There is human safety. And gradually, you see all the personality. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Maurice. It's a big pleasure having you with us today. But before we let you go, I would like to invite you to an online global, that's a global online conference that will be coming up on the 20th of December, 2020. Is going to be on creative society and how we can all build it. So the title of that online conference is Creative Society We All Can. So it's going to start at 10 a.m. That is Eastern Standard Time. So if you'll be free, we will ask you to join us on that day, and then you can watch it all on ALLATRA.tv. You can also watch it on our it will be translated on 12 languages, and it will be on all our television stations. And I think, like we were saying, it's high time that we build the creative society that is our dream. It's high time that we let these 8 foundations come to play in our lives. And we can only do that when we get to really understand our purpose in life, and then get together in unity. We can achieve this. Let us please watch a short trailer about this upcoming global conference. Technical support, could you play us the trailer of the
first step would be for everybody to care about other people and not about themselves only.
People should respect each other, not dependent with the color, the gender.
We must avoid all this confrontation, you know.
The fact that we're all humans is what unites us.
But I think you start to think of yourself more as a person from the planet.
The task of the media is to help society find a common language and communicate.
I think friendship and being nice to each other can unite everyone.
I want to live in a society where the people are very conscious, so they make conscious decisions.
Work for the sake of
society for the sake of love, for the sake of connection.
I see that all people want two things: love and respect.
Society is a compassionate society, a society that understands that your needs are, validated.
What unites us is being in relationship with each other.
It's about humanizing the human society.
Everybody has to be informed in a proper way.
Let's support each other. Let's help each other, no matter what another person may have.
In the creative society, human life will be of highest value, and the best human qualities will prevail.
Every day, we share a great amount of information. This information forms our reality. Is this the way we wish to live? We need change. The change starts with us, with the information we share. Consumerist society leads us to death. We need a new vector of life, a creative society. It is up to you and me to build a creative society worldwide, where human life is the main value. Development of humanity is the main aim. Human safety is the main priority. Is it possible to build a creative society now? Yes. All we need to do is unite in one common idea, a creative society. People around the world are already acting to share the idea of creative society with the whole world to make it a reality. Learn how on the unique international online conference, Creative Society, United We Can, December 20th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, live on ALLATRA TV. You are the one who can change the future.